When you make yourself indispensable to businesses, not because you're cheap, but because you're trustworthy, you're reliable, you follow through, and you set yourself apart, because it's kind of shocking, but a lot of people don't follow through. A lot of people try to gouge. A lot of people have ridiculous boundaries. But if you have a business client that is having an urgent issue or is in a launch or really has like down revenue and it's all hands on deck, you need to make yourself accessible and rise when the occasion occurs. You best believe one of my whale clients, they need a press release that needs to go out. You best believe I am going to make sure that gets out. You're showing up, you're putting in the work, you're doing all of the things that they say to do, but the clients, the income, the traction, it's just not happening. And you're starting to wonder, is this even possible for me? I get it, because I was in the exact same spot. Stuck, second guessing everything, feeling like I was missing some secret that everyone else seemed to know. But the truth is, growing a business to consistent income isn't about luck. And it's not about grinding yourself into the ground either. There's a strategy to it. And once I figured it out, everything changed. So in this episode, I'm breaking down the exact steps that took me from zero to steady $5,000 months. No fluff, no guessing, just the real shifts that made all the difference. And if you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and start seeing real results, you're not going to want to miss 1 minute of this episode. What up, my people, my posse, my fellow crazies? It's your host, Tiffany Carter, and this is the show that is going to help you grow your business, your bank account, that big, beautiful brain of yours, your abundance, your relationships, and everything in between. Did you know that the online business industry is projected to hit, just brace yourselves for this, $14.5 trillion by 2030? Like, the digital economy is exploding with more people than ever buying, selling, and building wealth online. And yet so many of you are still waiting for the perfect time, waiting until you feel ready, waiting for the proof that it will work for you. But here is the hardcore facts. The biggest proof is happening right now. The fastest growing businesses, they aren't run by the biggest experts or the people with the most experience or even fancy degrees. They're run by those who decided to go for it and leverage the free marketing that's available all over the interwebs with social platforms, email marketing, and video. Every single day, thousands of people are starting their online businesses, quitting their soul-sucking jobs, and creating freedom for themselves, while some of you are still sitting here wondering if you can. I promise you can. But the longer you wait, the longer you keep toe dipping in your business, the more opportunities are going to pass you by and the harder it's going to feel for you. So if you are done watching from the sidelines and ready to turn your skills, passions, gifts, and talents into a business that actually pays you on repeat, I've got you. So we have literally 24 hours left with the pre-launch sale for Selling with Soul. This is my 5-week live group coaching experience that I only run once a year. This is where I show you exactly how, step by step, to start and set up and launch any of your offers for your business. This is for people starting from zero, or if you're already years in, but you're not getting the consistent clients and sales. You feel like you're having to chase people, you're getting frustrated, it's feeling really hard. What is so unique about Selling with Soul is that I teach you 2 income generating skills. When you're taught skills, no one can take these away from you, and they give you the biggest ROI. Information, you can Google information, you can chat GBT information. You don't fucking need more information. You need to know how to implement the information and learn a skill, get a jump start at it, and then have the support and accountability to keep applying that skill. And the better you get with these 2 skills, the more money you make, which I'm going to get into these skills in the episode, which is how I went from zero to $5,000 a month once I realized, okay, these are the things to focus on, not all all this other busy stuff. So you want to get into Selling with Soul for the pre-launch sale where you get $1,000 off, okay, which is insane. You can get in for as low as $297 a month. So I've made it like to where you can't use money as an excuse. And if you were registered for 3 days to make bank, you also get an insane bonus. It's a one-time only live training I'm doing on Zoom this Wednesday, where I am teaching you how literally I blew up online and I make $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a week from video alone, and in just 15 minutes a day. And I'm laying out that strategy for you, and it will only be done live one time. And you're getting that included for being someone who attended Make Bank on top of it. So you want to get in on this, go to projectmewithtiffany.com/pre-launch sale, projectmewithtiffany.com/pre-launch sale. You can also swipe up the links in the show notes. It's here in the description on YouTube. It is in my link in bio on TikTok and Instagram at Project Me with Tiffany. Please keep in mind, there are only 24 hours left. This pre-sale does not happen again for another year. This is it. Decide it's time that you're done toe dipping on your dreams, toe dipping on your business, toe dipping on your desired lifestyle, and make the decision to go for it. For the love of God, stop telling yourself that you need to wait until you feel ready, or wait for the right time, or wait to get in more clients before you invest more money in your business. Well, this is exactly what's going to get you the clients in cash. That's why I created this program. And I don't mean to yell at you. I love you. You're just in like temporary insanity. And I don't want to see you buying into your own excuses. This is going to hold you back. And then you're going to be in the summer. You're going to be at the end of this year, and you're still going to be on the hamster wheel and messing around, and stuff didn't work. And then you're going to wish that you learned these skills from me, and you're not going to have an opportunity to do it at this level, and certainly not for $297 a month. Okay. Like, that's pure wildness that I'm doing. And it's because I love you all, and I've been where you're at, and I want to make it accessible. You save even more money when you pay in full, and there's additional pay in full bonuses, but all of that is on the page with testimonials and all the things. Let's get down to the brass tacks of how I went from when I started from day one to $5,000 a month. And I'm going to break it down for both of my businesses because they're both different business models. And then you can pull and apply these income generating activities and things that I'm giving you and customize it for yourself and get into action. All right. So first thing is first, if you don't set yourself up to where you have to show up and follow through on the days that you don't feel like it, you're in a funk, you're frustrated, you've heard a lot of no's, your content isn't getting traction, you are in a fight with your partner, you've got a health thing, whatever it may be, you're setting yourself up for failure. And I really hope you hear me on this. If you really want this, you have to set it up so you're kind of your back's against the wall. And I don't mean in a panic to where necessarily like you're destitute, but it needs to be kind of like, I don't have a choice. I actually have to make this work, or I'm going to pay consequences that I do not want to pay that are not an option for me. And there is not one person I know or one person I admire that I listen to their podcast or have read their books or have met them like on the speaking circuit that wouldn't agree with me on this one. So with my first business, and for context, since I know we have a lot of new listeners right now, so welcome all the new listeners to the ProjectME family, my fellow crazies. And of course, shout out to my OGs. Love you guys. My first business, I still have it. I've had it 17 years. That's the business that let me leave corporate. That's the business that I transitioned from my 6-figure corporate job and went full time with the business in 6 months. Okay. And I sell business to business there. So it is a digital marketing and branding company that specifically focuses on businesses in the health sector. So think physician groups, think hospitals, think supplements, pharmaceutical companies, medical devices, consumer packaged goods products in that space, like acne treatments, things like that. And the reason why I chose that sector wasn't just from my ass. And it wasn't because, I just happen to be good at it. Now, yes, you want to be good at what you're going to charge people that to do, clearly. But a lot of times what we're good at, that doesn't mean we enjoy it. Okay. So I want you to first be careful with that and reassess that. There's a lot of stuff we can do to make money and that maybe people even come to us for, but like it's a real drag, or we don't really want to be doing it all the time. It's okay sometimes. So I just want to make sure you take a look at that part of it, because that can really end up biting you in the ass later. So with that business to business, right, I did not grow this business on social media at all, not even LinkedIn. So if I were starting it from scratch today, there are some nuances that I would do differently. I would absolutely leverage heavily social media, heavily LinkedIn, heavily video marketing, and truly make sure I did email marketing. Okay. Like that was one of my biggest mistakes, was not doing that. But that's not even required to go from $0 to $5,000 consistent months. So all you need, truly, if you're going after businesses, and let's say you are someone who wants to do social media marketing for people, copywriting, graphic design, website, AI stuff, consulting, freelance work of any kind, commission type work, you're a high ticket sales closer, you are someone who's really good at project managing, but you don't want to be an employee anymore. You actually want to do it for other people. You are in the best fucking time in history to do it, because there's such a surge of small business owners that want freelancers, that want contract workers. They don't want full-time employees yet, or if ever. I run this business and podcast, Project Me with Tiffany Carter, with only contract workers. I don't have any full-time employees, and that is by design. I'm not saying I won't change my mind at some point, but I likely won't change my mind. And I'm not uncommon. I have a lot of people I know in the space. Obviously, I coach a ton of people in the space, so I know what it looks like behind the scenes. And it is rare that there's anyone who has full-time people. And if they do, it's maybe 1 to 3 people. So the great news is if you do any of those skill sets that can really help small businesses, you have an in right now that is much more in high demand than ever before. I would absolutely go on sites like Fiverr, like Upwork, and make sure that you are on there and you're submitting back to different projects. You're creating a profile on there. You're getting people that you know, even if you're starting in the beginning, right? Get people that you know that can vouch for you. I know in the beginning it can be stressful because you're like, I don't have testimonials because I'm just starting, but like people want to see reviews and testimonials before they pay you some like coin, especially in business to business, where you can have packages that are $1,500, $2,500 to $65,000, $100,000. Okay. It's like people are spending that kind of money. They want to know like, hey, you got to like show me something, right? You got to show me a portfolio. You've got to show me you've got reviews. You've got something going on here. If they aren't coming from like a strong referral, it is not out of integrity for you to have people, even if they're former coworkers, even if it's friends and family, who can give a testimony to your character, to your work ethic, to this particular skill or talent that you're marketing, and make sure you are having them even text you a blurb, and you can use these, screenshot these, and you can use them as reviews in your marketing. You can use them as examples to share with people, okay? That's really important to include there. And so with my first business, I made sure that I went after specific accounts that I had some kind of an in with. And so they were considered like warm leads, right? So I knew someone who knew someone, or I knew them directly. And I went in and pitched, right, like advertising services on Facebook. There wasn't Instagram yet when I started, which is wild to think it was that long ago. But going down the Facebook ads path, which by the way was like very weird and new. This wasn't like, oh, everyone was clamoring for it. It was like people didn't think they need it. It's kind of like AI is now. All right. So I started going after and custom tailoring certain aspects of what I did. So it would be a strategy for digital marketing, mostly like social media marketing, branding, because the people I went after, they wanted to get more highly qualified patients in their practices. That's mainly where I started. It's an immediate need. They're the people who need it the most. The ROI is obvious and they're willing to pay because they're going to make money back. So I looked for the hottest need within my industry, within my ideal client, and I targeted that. Once I got them to sign on with me, okay, and this is where a lot of you make a mistake. Your asses get greedy, okay? I understand, and there's some coaches who teach this out there, and I do not concur. I do not agree. You'll go in with this crazy level package. I'm $5,000 a month, like to work for so-and-so. Oh, you want me to do a website for you? Yeah, it's $10,000. And you're coming up with some outlandish price. I mean, if you're custom coding a Shopify site, I understand. That's not what I'm talking about. You're getting a little greedy because you're like, all I need is this one client then, and then I can quit the job. Or as long as I have this one client, I can pay those bills and blah, blah, blah. Low and slow, okay? I'm not saying you undercharge and undercut yourself and screw yourself. I'm saying have an entry level offer, a bare minimum offer available for your services, and have 3 levels. The bare minimum, entry level, and it also forces you to hold a boundary with yourself. You won't go lower than that. You literally can't. And then I'd have like an optimal level. So that's the middle one. It's kind of like my whole 3 bears, the Goldilocks theory. All right. So now you've got a middle level, an optimum level, and then you've got the kind of all-in level where they're going to get like the most results. And usually people will pick the middle option. Okay. Because that's just psychologically how we are. So just package it at that. Some people and some businesses, just because they've hired people before and have been screwed, they are kind of afraid to give more money up front, or maybe they're a startup type business. And so they pick your lowest package, and as they grow, you grow with them. And this is why that business I have, TLC Enterprises, okay, there's not even a website right now for it because I don't even need it anymore. So I stopped paying for the domain because I've been so saturated in this particular niche for so long, and I'm not looking for new whale clients over there anymore. My focus is on ProjectME with Tiffany Carter. But I've had clients, I'm not exaggerating, for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 8 years. Why? Because when you make yourself indispensable to businesses, not because you're cheap, but because you're trustworthy, you're reliable, you follow through, and you set yourself apart, because it's kind of shocking, but a lot of people don't follow through. A lot of people try to gouge. A lot of people have ridiculous boundaries like, oh, I don't reply ever on weekends. I'm sorry, but if you have a business client that is having an urgent issue or is in a launch or really has like down revenue and it's all hands on deck, or if you have a website you're helping them with or stuff on the back end and something's broken, I'm not saying to where you don't have to have like boundaries so there's certain people don't take advantage of it, but you need to make yourself accessible and rise when the occasion occurs. Okay. So even where I'm at now, you best believe one of my whale clients, when I say whale, I'm talking $100,000 a month, $50,000, $75,000. These are like major multi-billion-dollar corporations. Keep in mind, they need a press release that needs to go out, and it has to go out the next morning, and it's a Thursday night. You best believe I am going to make sure that gets out, even if my ass is absolutely doing it myself. I would be stupid not to, because I play the long game. So don't short sell yourself. Think of it in long term. When you look at it long term, some of these clients have made me, when you really add it up, $10 million in revenue, because you add up all the years and all the months and all the add-ons and all the extras, and even more of all the referrals that I get, and how happy those clients are to give me a personal testament. Or if I say, hey, this is a VP of yuckity yuck, and You're also the VP of marketing. Would it be okay if I give your direct line to this person just so you can do like a voice vouching for me? Because I know that'll seal the deal for me and I'd really appreciate it. I've earned that right to ask that because of all the goodwill that I've put in with them. And they're excited to do that. People want to help you when you've helped them. So the lesson here is you're playing the long game, but I know how easy it can feel to get a little greedy in the beginning, especially when you are going after other businesses. So the next thing I would say, if you're business to business, and then I'm going to switch over to how I operate Project Me with Tiffany Carter, which is a purely online business. When it's business to business, I need you to go to very select type networking events. I don't want you going to like every chamber of commerce or something like that, but you've got to put yourself in target rich environments. Now, I was already in one because of my corporate career. I went after those same clients. I wasn't under contract that I couldn't because I was doing something totally different. I'm leveraging the relationships I already have. And that's what I'm saying for you to do. Now, if you're like, Tiff, I have no relationships, I find that hard to believe. You're telling me you don't even know people personally, and those people know someone, and those people know someone. You've got to do the ask big time in the beginning if you're doing a business to business type service. Period. End of story. And do I feel that is a much harder upfront business to get into? I do. It is definitely more legwork and groundwork, but the lucrative side of it is insane. So it's kind of like risk reward. You got to grind a little more in the beginning, but the reward is incredible. But now that you can leverage the online space, I personally, if I were you, I would target people like me. Now I'm going to get like thousands of you targeting me. I shouldn't have said that. But like people who have online businesses and online presence that don't send those spammy DMs or anything like that. That is not what I teach in Selling with Soul. In fact, I have an entire module that teaches you how to sell in the DMs. I also have a module teaching you how I make $10,000 a week minimum from my Instagram stories and exactly what you need to do. And none of it involves cold messaging anyone. Those are gross. They're insulting. I mean, haven't you had people like slide into your DMs saying, your engagement is terrible, I can get it up? Like if they like insult you first. And it's like, I want nothing to do with you. I'm not saying to do that. What I mean by targeting, you need to build rapport first. You better be interacting with that person's content, interacting with their Instagram stories, their TikTok stories, be present in their stuff, listen to their podcast. How would you go to a job interview? If you go to a job interview and you have not researched the hell out of that company and researched the hell out of the person you're interviewing with, you're not going to get that job because you don't really care. So when you're targeting certain people and making a list, like I want to get 5 small business owners to hire me to do, I don't know, project management work, admin work, social media work, whatever it is, then I want you to put the names of those people, but I would start with even 20 names, whatever amount like you can truly do, and build rapport, engage with them. And then you've earned the right to be able to then DM them and say something around the fact of, I can see that you probably have a need for blank, and I am offering blank services, and let me know if it's something that you think that you guys could utilize in your business. So nothing hardcore, nothing aggressive. Like I said, inside Selling with Soul, we go over all of this, but where you have earned that right, you're not just like coming in hot. And fun fact, people who you don't think look at their DMs, like a lot of people are shocked that I'm in my DMs. They can't believe it's me replying. They can tell it's not a chatbot. You're damn right it's me. I give a shit about you guys. I will never be too big, so to speak, to connect with my people. I might not be able to get to every single DM all the time, right? But like I do my best, and there's a lot of people that can vouch for that. And especially if you have a question about something I'm offering, right? Like you're trying to pick my brain for free, that ain't happening. I give so much free content, like you can get that from there. But if you have a question about coming into Selling with Soul and if it would be good for you, and you've already looked at the sign up page, we have the pre-launch sales page up right now. And it's literally, depending on when you're listening to this, the sale could be almost over, but there's 24 hours left. And once you look at that page at projectmewithtiffany.com/pre-launch sale, you can swipe up. It's in the show notes. It's in my bio on Instagram and TikTok at Project Me with Tiffany. And you look through it. And if you have a question, like, I want to make sure this is the right fit for me now, or you have some money noise coming up in your mind or some self-doubt coming up in your mind, and you want me to like serve it to you straight, DM me. I will tell you, just give me a beat to be able to reply to you. But I don't want anyone in there who I don't think would be a good fit for it. It doesn't serve me, and I make enough money. I don't need to do that. And it's the opposite of what I teach. I wouldn't want you telling another small business owner or a potential client that you feel your services are a great match when after you guys have had a discussion, you realize it's not the best time and it's not a great match, even if the money's there. Because I've done it before, because you're like, sis has to pay her bills, and it's exciting and I can do it just this one time. That's called greed. It's called ego. And I've never not had it bite me in the ass. Those end up being the most high maintenance, fucking crazy, entitled, insane clients. Don't do it. And I've never had one person I've worked with, and I've worked with over 150,000 students at this point, that haven't done it and haven't said it was the worst mistake they've made. So let's go to an online based business, right? You are monetizing your intellectual property, your gift, skills, and talents online. You want to sell courses. You have coaching. You want to get leads for real estate. You want to bring in patients to your practice. You want to sell tickets to your retreat. You want to have your books filled and you're a beauty professional. Whatever it may be, this works for any possible industry. To go from 0 to 5,000, I mean, $5,000 online, you guys, even in person, this does not require a bunch of clients. Like if we go back to the business to business setup, let's just say your lowest entry package was 1,500. You only need, right? Like 4, maybe 3.5, but like, let's just say 4. You only need 4 clients to get to that. That's it. You forget, because you've lost your mind temporarily, that there are billions of people in the world. And depending on your line of work, my guess is you can serve people beyond the country you're in. You're not necessarily country specific. Now, some of you obviously are brick and mortar businesses or geography specific, right? So you have to keep it in that sector. But even so, think of like a small town. Let's say there's 7,000 people in this town. Fine, you need 4 people out of 7,000 in the smallest town. You're telling me you're like the go-to person in that small city, that you're not going to get 4 people. And remember, those 4 people can refer you 4 more people. So essentially, all you really fucking need are your first 2 people. That's it. Stop focusing on getting 10 people, 15 people. You just need your first 2 people. And you've forgotten how easy that number is and how the cash stacks. I mean, I'm going to take out my calculator right now because I don't do math in my head. But with $5,000 a month, let's just divide it by 100, okay? Just to make it easy. And yes, I still had to do that math. I didn't say I was the most book smart person. You do not need to be to make a shit ton of money. Thank God. So you want $5,000 a month. All you have to do is sell 50 of $100 item. That's it. 50 out of the gazillions of people online. That is all you have to do. And that is me picking some kind of a low ticket offer, which I actually don't typically recommend going from 0 to 5,000. Now, all of this is broken down, of course, in Selling with Soul step by step. And we have weekly live trainings. There's no private coaching, obviously, in Selling with Soul. It's a group coaching experience, but you learn so much from one another, and you get hot seat coaching, popcorn style coaching, and the modules are nothing to overwhelm you. There are fucking 10. You have to do 2 a week, and that's it. These courses and programs that have 8,000 modules, no one finishes them. them. And it's overwhelming and it's too much. And let me tell you something. Your asses don't need more information. You need to implement these things. You need to have the income generating skills. And you learn these two skills, which is exactly what I focus on in Selling with Soul. You will not be able to ever not make money in whatever it is you're promoting or sharing. My multi-passionates, you want to switch from focusing on a book to a course to coaching to a retreat to a live masterclass, whatever it may be. It will literally be impossible to not stack cash once you learn these things. And that's why I tell people, invest in skills, not information. We can only hold so much information in our head, but a skill only gets better and better over time. And the better you get at an income generating skill, the more money you make. And when I realized that, I was like, that's where I need to focus my time, because it kind of seems like you need to focus your time on creating the offers, meaning like I have to build the course and I have to write the book and I've got to flush out this entire program. And then you get stuck in like having to do all of those things. And of course you want to put out good stuff, but I don't give a shit how great a program is that you put together, an offering you put together. It doesn't matter because it won't sell if you don't have a community built, if you don't already have people who are eager and excited to buy from you, which is also another thing I teach in Selling with Soul. And yes, I'm going to keep fucking saying it because you crazy asses need to be in there. I don't want to hear that you're not making the money and you hate your job and you don't know why this and that isn't working when I'm putting something in front of you that is literally a no-brainer and it's a tax deduction, because you are literally buying something that's going to teach you how to make the money and how to properly market your business with integrity and sell to your people and package your offers in a way that compel people to buy them instead of you getting excuses, and where you can present your offers and showcase your offers and share your stuff in a way that feels fun to you, that feels exciting to you, and therefore it's exciting to your people. Because if you're not excited about doing it, you're not going to do it consistently. And if you're not excited, why would they be excited to buy it? So I want you to look at, one, how to actually sell. And I know a lot of you get a rash when you hear sell because you're thinking manipulative, pushy, gimmicky, that kind of stuff. I don't mean selling in that way. I have my emotional based sales techniques. What you're doing is connecting with your people and compelling them to buy from you because they already have a need and your offer is a match to help them with that need. Selling with Soul is an example. You have a need. You want clients and cash online. You want it to be consistent. You want to see consistent growth. And you know you have a hole in your business. Things aren't working. You're not really building a community, an audience, online or offline. People are giving you excuses, ghosting you. You're getting more no's than you are yeses. You're not really getting much traction at all. You have a need because you can't keep going like that, because then you don't have a business. You have a jobby, a time and energy sucking hobby. And you have holes that need to be filled. Selling with Soul fills those particular holes in your business. That is me connecting with you, saying, I get what's going on over there. I see it. I'm behind the scenes on it all the time. I see what's going on. I've been there and I've created a program specifically to fill those holes. So I'm connecting and compelling you to buy. I'm not convincing you. You don't have to fucking do it. You can continue. You're figuring it out on your own plan. You can keep telling yourself, oh, I've bought other programs, I've done other things, and I'm even still paying them off. And like, I can't invest any more money in my business because what if this doesn't work? And what if that doesn't work? So what's your plan then? What is your plan then to get the cash cranking and the sales going? Just posting more? That's not a strategic plan, right? It's not. You've lost your mind temporarily because you're in fear. And I understand, because you're like, I don't want to have to give more in order to get, because I've already given so much. Well, this is entrepreneurship and you're playing the long game. And that is how this game works. We're all playing a game. We're in a fucking matrix here. Okay. And this is a game I've mastered. And the game here is you have to give. And then you get 100 times, 1,000 times back, but you've got to give. And I don't mean self-sacrificing, but I mean to the point where you're saying to yourself, what the hell? I've put all this out there. I do this. I've contacted all these people, blah, 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 blah. Where's my cookie? Where's my cookie? Where's my cookie? You can't be giving to get. It's not going to work because you fall in kind of into like the needy, convincing energy around your offers and products and services, and people can feel it. And then you even can feel it. And you're kind of like grossed out with yourself. And then you don't really end up fully showing up online or showing up in conviction. And then you create a self-fulfilling prophecy and you're stuck in this insanity loop. And I know because I've done it. So you've got to be able to continue to show up and share your services, your offers, your products in a way that feels good to you, where you're in that compelling serving energy. You have this issue, you have this desire. This is a direct match for this particular offer of mine. Period. End of story. Instead of, I just need to put out more stuff and I need to talk about it more and I need to say it more, I need to contact more people, and then I need to like hope this is going to work. I did that too. And it is so quick to get you to burnout because no business is built on from your ass type stuff. From your ass. Like there has to be a profitable content strategy that goes on in there, which of course we see the theme here. This is what I teach in Selling with Soul, so that you can customize that for yourself. So you're not wasting time creating emails, creating all this content, and then there's no conversion around it. But if you're looking for like an instant hit, right? Like you're in ego. Oh, well, I've put this out and I've tried these videos and I've done this email. No one still bought. Oh, how many have you done? Well, I've done it for 2 weeks. Wow, really? I do not know anyone on the planet that learns a new sport or even a craft skill. Like think of crocheting. Okay, that shit's hard. My grandma was like a master at it. She tried to teach me several times. I didn't have the patience for it. You practice it for 2 weeks, you're going to be like doing baby blankets? I think not. Me with Pilates as an example. I've been doing this for months now. They put us in like different levels. I'm still between a level 1 and a level 2. And I say after every class, well, that was humbling. That's fun. You know, like it is humbling. But to think that I'm going to be at a level 3, to think I'm giving baby blankets, to think that I'm going from $0 to $5,000 a month in 2 weeks is insane, because you have not done enough reps in practicing this skill. You're still wonky at it. And the more you practice it, okay, the more you practice the skill, the more you implement what I teach you, yes, you're going to see results in that. So I want you to focus your energy on skills. That's skill number 1. Skill number 2 that you need to focus on is marketing your business. Literally, the main heart of any business is marketing the business, is you getting in front of ideal clients, as many as possible, and grabbing their attention so that they know you exist and like start building rapport with them. If you don't do that and you don't do it with enough people, you're not going to have enough people to sell to. We're just mimicking what I did to develop and grow my other business. You know, I did that in person. I went to medical conferences all on my own fucking dime. That was way more expensive to build versus what we can do online for free in our pajamas, you know? And I had to go to this meeting and this coffee and this dinner and, you know, this convention because I needed to be in front of those target rich environments. And you can do that as well, having an online based business, but you also aren't required to. Believe it or not, I am an introvert, empath, highly sensitive person. I have complex PTSD. I go through seasons. I can attend some in-person stuff. I mostly go and speak and do things like that, or I do like charity stuff. But like I'll attend some, but I'm not someone who's always bebopping around. I would be completely flatlined, exhausted. That's why I'm a master at showing you how to do it digitally, because you can shake a lot more people's hands digitally than you ever could in real life. You can build rapport in a one-to-many format online. Whereas to do that in real life, you would have to be speaking in front of a larger crowd, which is also an excellent form too. But look at this podcast. I am recording this, but it is going out to millions, right? Now, in the beginning, it went out to like what, 10 people, but still it was 10 people versus me repeating the same conversation, the same lesson, the same helpful content, sharing about my same offer 10 different times and 10 different meetings with people. And that's what's so beautiful about online. But you have to learn how to get people's attention first. Packaging your offers in a way that get their attention, that grabs them, that's exciting. Have a brand presence. Be able to grab people with your content. And you just posting silly memes and you just doing stuff like, let's throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, or let's reverse engineer or kind of copy what Tiffany does or copy what this other person does in their industry or do a version of it. And then you get pissed because it still isn't working for you. But why is it working for them? Because it's not really you. You're not making yourself unique and stand out. You've got to set yourself apart from all the other people that are doing what you're doing. No market is too saturated. Just go to Sephora. Just go to the yogurt section at a grocery store. Nothing is too saturated for something that's different. That's why when people, I hear them say this, and I don't know if they're just trying to be provocative and like be polarizing to get your attention, where they're like, niching is dead. You don't need to niche. You are the niche. Okay, here's the thing. There are people who have earned the right to be broader. We can use Mel Robbins as an example. She can speak broadly. She's earned the right. Her audience is big enough. Lewis Howes, Jay Shetty, they can speak broad. They've earned that right. I can speak a little more broadly now, not to their level yet, but I can speak a little more broadly. But you really want to be the big fish in a small pond scenario. To be the big fish in a small pond, I want you to focus on what you specialize in helping people with. That doesn't mean you don't also help them with B, C, D, E, and F. That's fine. But I need you to put a big spotlight on what you specialize in. So my multi-passionates who spiral over the thought of niching. This isn't saying you don't get to help people or do all these other things. You're just putting a spotlight on the top one or two main things that your ideal client is the most hungry for. The thing that they're like, God, if I could just find someone to help me with blank, if there was someone who just did blank, focus and zone in on those two so that you become known for that. Otherwise, you become the jack of all trades, master of none. You don't become memorable to anybody. Of course, I have clients that have brick and mortar businesses. I have a lot. Okay. I have a lot of product-based people that are inside Selling with Soul, that are inside my ProjectME Posse business coaching membership, that work with me privately. Okay. Like people think, oh, do you only work with women? No, I also work with men. 15% of my clients are men. All right. But if I just said this all across the board, well, I work with brick and mortar, I work with and I just focused on all of that, people's heads would be spinning. Bottom line, you want to leverage the online space and you want to convert strangers on the interwebs into paying clients and customers on repeat. So you are making money through the night. You're making money while you're busy doing other things. You are cashing in on the stat that I gave you right at the beginning, that this is going to be hundreds and hundreds of $1 trillion industry. It is growing faster than anything else. And you just need a micro slice of that pie. I am your person. Okay. I'm not for everyone. Some people don't want a straightforward, direct approach that I give and where I'm totally honest. I'm honest with love. We work on messaging and packaging an offer and you send it to me or whatever. Like, I'm not going to go, this is great. Great job on your video. I'm not going to be mean, but I also need you to learn. Like, what would a good coach do? A good coach in a sport is going to tell you what you need to hear. It's not always the easiest to hear. Sometimes it's hard to hear, but that's how you're going to get better and that's how you're going to get the coin. And that's what I specialize in. And I wanted to use myself to give you an example. So it could be who you specialize in helping, like a particular part of the population. It could be people who are at a particular stage in their business. It could be people who are looking for a certain price point in a home. It could be for certain, if you have a clothing business, right? It can be for the vibe that someone's into, right? Is your clothing more of like an edgier street vibe? Or are you someone who's like more with like focus on like the girly girl, style and vibe people? You've got to be known there. And that doesn't mean we then can't add different departments within your department store as time goes on. But trying to appeal to everybody because you're afraid if you don't, you could lose a possible client or that you will turn someone off who otherwise could be a client. Not true. You have to be willing to say who you're not a good fit for in order for you to attract what you are a good fit for. Kind of like friendship and dating, what you're available for, what you're not. I'm not available for people who are looking for some get rich quick, who are not in this for the long run and who want to continue toe dipping. I'm for people who have decided I've fucked around enough. I've been toe dipping. I've kicked the can down the road. Yes, I've done other programs, but I've really not invested in truly learning the income generating skills. In fact, I've kind of resisted it. I've not really wanted to do it. I made up stories that it's going to be hard. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of energy. Maybe I won't be good at it. Maybe I won't follow through, yada, yada, yada. And I'm tired of my story. I don't want to be in it anymore. You get to decide at any point what you do. Waiting for motivation, waiting to feel ready, waiting to not have the fear, waiting to not be in self-doubt, you'll wait forever. It took me 10 years to start this podcast and Business Coaching Academy for that reason. That's why I'm so emphatic. And I know what you crazy asses do in your minds. And I feel qualified to talk to you about it because I did it 10 years. I could have started this 10 years fucking sooner. And I'm not going to sit and like beat myself up about it now. It's obviously part of my story. And I know you're beating yourself up because you kind of know you've been fucking around. You've been like dibble dabbling here, dibble dabbling there, and you haven't set yourself up. So it has to work. So you have to show up regardless until it works. And that's the mentality I need you to have. And you have that mentality. I can work with that all day long. I have zero doubt that you'll be successful because it has to work, right? So get in that mindset that it has to work. Also know, okay, my focus needs to be on learning these two skills. Me sitting here creating a fucking freebie, me doing this bullshit behind the scenes of creating this course. Maybe I need to create another course now because that course didn't sell. Me coming up with a retreat idea. None of that matters when you're $0 to $5,000, okay? You have got to make sure that people know you exist. They're connecting with you, your brand, and your business. You are nurturing them. You're clear on what you specialize in and who you specialize in helping. And coming up with an initial offer with an online business is so actually easy. I mean, I do teach that in Selling with Soul. I feel like we need to play a drinking game every time I say Selling with Soul, but it's what I teach you guys to do. Like, I don't feel bad about bringing it up. I'd feel bad if I fucking didn't, because I know what's waiting for you on the other side of Selling with Soul, because I've run this program for several years now. And I have hundreds and hundreds of students, and I know how life-changing it is for the people who actually show up and follow through and do it. That's why money's so powerful when you charge people, whether it's for their personal development, it's for their mental health, it's for their business, it's for their skin, it's for their hair, whatever it's for, they're for their confidence. There's nothing like putting money on the line that makes people show up. I asked this question in 3 Days to Make Bank, the free online training series I just did last week. And every single person, keep in mind, there were thousands and thousands of people who registered, all answered the same way. I asked if there was a $7,000 check that was issued by the government, you overpaid taxes, some kind of a thing, and it was legit. You knew you could trust it. It was like a cashier's check that was not a scam. It was facts, but you had to get on a flight to go pick it up in person, and you had to get it by a certain date or it'd be null and void. Your ass would do what? What would you do? Every single person was like, I'd cancel everything. I'd get a babysitter. I'd call in sick to work. I would move clients around. You would pay for a plane flight. You'd pay for a rental car. If you had to pay for a hotel room, even if all that cost $2,000, you would still do it because you know you're getting $5,000. Every single person. It's because it's a guarantee. Well, what I'm telling you, even this first $5,000 a month, that is a guarantee as long as you focus on these income generating skills. Without a doubt, guarantee. for yourself that you're going to do it. As long as you're committed to showing up regardless, you're committed to showing up until it works. But 85% of people won't. 85% of people get discouraged when they don't get an instant fucking result. Well, I don't know anything in life where you get an instant result. You don't get an instant, deep, long-lasting relationship with someone right off the bat. You might have a connection, but it takes years of time to build that. None of these people you see online, even an influencer, even the demure person, okay? I'm not sure how they identify, so I'm going to refer to them as a person. I'm genuinely not sure, so I don't want to be disrespectful. So even the demure person, it can look like they came out of nowhere, they posted one video and they got all this. No, they even say and have shared in videos, this has been years. And finally, I posted some dumbass video about being demure, and that's what it was, and laughing all the way to the bank about it. You are continually depositing into a future bank account. So the money is there. You just can't pull it out yet. So in the US, it's like a 401k. It's like a retirement plan. Okay. It's like if you took it out early, you'd pay a penalty for it. So the money's there. It's this big ass piggy bank that's there. But just because it's not in your hand, you're what? Not as motivated to keep showing up. But if I told you a $7,000 check was waiting for you, you would move all sorts of shit around. All of a sudden, all you saying you don't have energy and you're tired and the kids this, all of a sudden you'd be on that fucking plane. It's a real wake up call when you look at it like that. And those offers you can put out for 0 to 5,000 online. I mean, I gave an example that was really low of $100 a month. I mean, you could do a package of something where it's $9.97. You have to sell 5 things for $9.97. Out of all the people in the world, 5 things online working virtually, $9.97. That's it. You've just like lost your mind in the sense of the math is in your favor. The math is insane. You've made it hard because when we're scared, we make things hard because your ego wants you to believe it's hard, so you don't fucking do it. Period. End of story. It's kind of like when you've gotten off the pattern and habit of working out, or you've been away on a trip and you need to go back to the gym. A body emotion stays in motion. It's hard to get back at it. But you know what's harder? Continuing to not do it, continuing wishing you were doing it, continuing desiring to have the outcome of doing it, watching other people having the outcome of doing it, and you watching on the sidelines and not doing it. So you get to pick your pain. You get to pick your discomfort. The discomfort of being new at something and being uncomfortable and vulnerable and new at learning these 2 skills, or being widely uncomfortable and in anxiety and envy of not doing it and watching other people do it and not having your desired income and lifestyle you want. Which one do you want? And it's your decision, no one else's, and you're responsible for that decision. We clearly know what my decision is. If you want what you say you want, do your actions and words match? Because if your actions and words don't match, you're going to attract people in your audience that are wishy-washy people. And wishy-washy people don't buy. That's a big personal development thing where it's like, oh my God, the people in my audience like are filled with excuses or ghost people, or they always have something. Well, take a look at yourself. Where do you resist investing in yourself? Where are you wishy-washy with your actions? Where are you not showing up for yourself? I'm telling you. And don't make 5,000 different offers. Because when you go to someone's page, you see, oh my God, look at their Stan store, look at their link tree. I need to have all of these offers. And then it feels so hard to you because they have all these offers, or you start spending all this time making these offers instead of marketing your business. Market your brand and your business. It's okay. Even if you have nothing to sell yet, you start marketing before you have anything to sell. You don't have to have something to sell to build rapport and relationship with people. No different than in real life. You don't need to have a favor to call in to build relationships with people, right? You build relationships with people out of sincerity, out of care, out of service. And then when the time comes that you want someone to come to a charity thing of yours, or you need a recommendation, or is there any, one you can refer me to or whatever, then you have those people that you can call in, right? It gets to be easy. It gets to be simple as long as you remind your brain that it is. The reason you're not getting to $5,000 a month month, and I mean consistently, I don't mean one hot month, is you have holes in your business of your messaging, of your marketing plan, and how you connect and compel people, how you sell. And you know the skills and you get better at those skills, you are going to get the coin. It's going to be deposited. I can't control when it comes. I wish I could, because of course I want it when I want it, and I want it now, and I want it surging all the time. All of us do. But I can tell you it's guaranteed to not happen if you're not depositing anything into that account. And a lot of you aren't. You're just sometimes depositing. There's not going to be much cash there at the end. That check's not going to be great, because the universe also co-manifests with you on that. Wouldn't you rather keep leaning in, and set it up so it has to work to the point where you're like, even thinking, maybe I need to quit. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. That's going to come up in your mind, and you have to keep going anyway, because of your soul, because of your heart, because you're a stubborn mule, because you refuse to settle for your current lifestyle, whatever your reasoning is. That's when people talk about the why. I know it's cliche. For me, it's like, why do I have to keep showing up? What's the consequence? I'm more of a consequence driven person because I'm a scaredy cat. What's the consequence of me not doing this? I ain't putting on a pantsuit. Okay. Well, you could pay me to put on a pantsuit and speak to corporate people. I will do this I will play that part for a short period of time for the right pay. But you want to make sure that you don't want that consequence. And maybe you're someone who is not motivated by a consequence. You're more motivated by, I want to be free and travel the world. That's a big motivation of mine too, because I don't want to be trapped. And you've got to set it up so you can't backpedal and your ego can't claw you back. And so you can't go backwards. And how I do that, I put a lot of money on the line and I hire people, and I have enough money going out that people pay their family or feed their families off of what I pay them. Like, I have to show up, like, period. That'd be fucked up. I know how many people need help in this world and the charities that I support. Well, I have to show up for that. That's bigger than me. What is it that's bigger than you? And then on the other side of it is, I like expensive shit. Okay. I like living where I want to live. I like having the option to eat where I want to eat and travel how I want to travel. And if I really want that and I want to continue that train going, I've got to keep showing up. So what are you going to do to set it up so you have to show up? There's no option for you to go back. There's no option for you to kind of start taking your foot off the gas, because you do that. You'll watch how your energy shifts. You show up differently. You think differently. You have creative problem solving that really ignites. Just like when they put these people in Naked and Afraid, like the show where you're dropping them naked in the middle of nowhere, you gotta survive. Now, I'm not saying I want you to be in this like fight or flight panic, but when you're put in a situation and you've put yourself there where it has to work, it's going to work, I've decided it's going to work, I'm determined it's going to work, then your entire internal algorithm is set for it to work, to find ways for it to work, to course correct so it works, to stop this behavior and start this one so it works, to hire this person so it works faster. You see what I'm saying? Last 24 hours for Selling with Soul. Get the hell in here for the pre-launch sale. The price goes up by $1,000 after this. You can get in for as low as $297 a month. And if you were signed up for Make Bank, you also get an exclusive Lux bonus where this Wednesday I'm doing a live Zoom training masterclass that's one time only, breaking down exactly how to monetize your business using video in 15 minutes a day. It's exactly how I blew up on TikTok. It's exactly how I monetize on Instagram. It's exactly how I even send corporate pitches using video, and being able to leverage it without any kind of fancy tech or spending 10 hours editing. Simple, straightforward, and how to use that skill and practice it so that you keep cashing in on this insane online phenomenon that's going on, that we're all here on this planet at this exact time with this opportunity. There's been different opportunities in different centuries and different decades, right? Like the dot-com industry. There's been different real estate booms in history. This is the digital economy industry. This is the boom of the digital entrepreneur. And are you going to jump in that damn pool, Or are you going to go 1 year out, 3 years out, 5 years out and go, oh my God, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I start sooner? Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you.